Hello world, Frida Reba Darcy and Patricia O'Connor here, and today what we have on the Bonsai Balcony is a beautiful fall day. It is the 5th of October, and as predicted, we are starting to see our, our fall temperatures climb, and this is the deal changer. Just going to jump right into this little program. My Cork oak is still evacuating leaves, losing leaves like nobody's business, and so I make sure that it stays hydrated, and I pulled it out of the sun. This Ponderosa pine can take temperatures that are high, but it can't take temperatures that are high this time of year. In other words, we need to think about it in the right way. Can this guy take temperatures in the 90s? Yes. Can this guy take temperatures in the 90s? Also, yes. Are they tolerant to those kind of temperatures now? Also, no. It's like you have to look at it like a wave. 90 degrees being up here, and down here at the bottom, we have the 12 months of the year. And our little graph would go up around July and August. June, July, and August, and this would be our tolerance to high temperatures. And then as we go farther into the fall season, we would see our tolerance to heat for this tree fall right off. I alluded to this in a couple of videos ago and a few more before. I think by September, this guy in its past life had been getting snowed on. Right now it's October, and instead of getting snowed on, it's seeing a 90-degree day. That's not good. Same here. Yes, it can take those high temperatures. No, it doesn't like high temperatures in fall. So we're losing. I'm seeing, this is what we grew for the last 2 years, and this is what we grew for the last 2 years, and this is what we grew for the last 2 years. And from the looks of it, that's a cut back and start over. So, but we're also not taking this line down. Yesterday was like this. Today is hotter. Tomorrow's supposedly hotter still. And then by the weekend, going into our weekend, it'll back off. The maple will be cool. The trident will be cool as long as I keep pouring water to it, and I need to do that. The coastal oak, no cares given, again, as long as it stays hydrated. My other smaller pines, I have to watch out for those pots. This is a particularly tricky time of the year for trees. Their heat tolerance will be at a minimum. Also, a problem that sometimes we don't think about, some species of trees, when they get too hot or they get too cold, they shut down. They just shut down. And that's really bad news if you need a tree to be transferring water to stay cool, and instead it goes, I'm hot, I'm just going to sit down and not do nothing for a minute. That means everything on it cooks. So I watch everything. I see whether or not it's still moving water. I try to take pots that would get too hot out of direct sun. I go out and I give these guys a little test. That isn't too bad because it just got watered a couple of hours ago, and we're still well there, and the ground here still feels cool where it's shaded by the tree. But these guys will probably get a second watering today, even though it's fall. And for the last couple of weeks, we had been slowing down on our watering. Then, then when we go back to our weekend, we're going to go back into a cool spell, and that'll be time for us to back off all that extra water and start, and not overwater the dang trees. So this on again, off again thing does make keeping your balance on your watering, it does make that tricky. These leaves look notably paler than those leaves, and those were the leaves that were facing sunset over there, so they were getting western sun. I may not go back up there with this. Excuse me. So that's kind of what we're looking against. If you if you're experiencing some of this too, this is a really bad time of year, fall, to be having high heat temperatures like this. The other extreme would be super cold temperatures in July or something, right? But yeah, that's kind of the way it works. You just think of it like a wave, like looking at a wave on a chart. And we are well out of our high tolerance for heat. Right now, the tree is vulnerable to heat and more tolerant to cold. And right now, we're looking at 91, 92. I think some of the gardens last year saw temps in the 117s. That was a little further. That was a little farther up the state, you know, Oregon, Washington, places like that. And they lost trees over that. So putting a piece of shade cloth over the base of the trees, keeping that moist and wet is another thing. Of what I've decided to do is pull the guys out of the direct sun. They still get filtered sun and they're still getting our lights, which put off no heat. So I'm basically trying to not add to the problem while I'm making sure double each. See, this guy got watered 2 hours ago and the substrate looks like it's already dry again. It's not. Once I scratch it back, it won't be, in the part in the shadow next to it looks still looks damp, but it'll dry out quickly. It's kind of my point there. So yeah, we've done shows before. Excuse me. We've done shows before about temperatures, and we've done shows before about how they can affect our trees and catch us out. But this is one of those days that we're going through. It is the 5th of October. We're looking at some unseasonably high temperatures, and some of these trees are not from here. So they would not have been expecting to be 90 degrees in October. And this is the issues that cause with that. So bringing that guy in out of the direct light, I'm starting to make sure several times a day that it stays hydrated. I brought this guy out of the direct light. I'm trying to make sure that its water usage has gone up, but gone up from saying it uses barely any water to saying now it uses a little. So I would worry that the tree would do the opposite, shut down over the heat and then not transfer any water, and that would cook everything. All right, that is a little. Our Japanese black pines, as long as you keep those guys watered, they're good to go. I'm also going to want to worry about that pot over there. Make sure that pot stays cool. T-shirts, aluminum foil, anything around the top there to reflect off. Now, the thing about aluminum foil is I would always worry about the bounce coming off the aluminum foil and burning the foliage from underneath. You can sunburn foliage if it gets light on the bottom. If you ever flip over a bud, then you'll see that it gets sunburned. Yeah. All right, that's my quick little ditty on our fall scorchers and what they can do to your trees, and take evasive action. This guy and this guy are going to hang out here till at least Friday, when things start cooling off on Saturday. If they cool off on Saturday as predicted, we'll start venturing these guys back out on the deck. But right now, my emphasis is on this tree hasn't had a lot of time to adapt here, and the last place it lived at, this was definitely its cold season. So it's unaware that it was be having to deal with it. That's why I've taken the drastic measures. And this one, it's just what it does. It's just what it does this time of year when this happens. Last year it did it some. This year it's doing it more. Rethinking my name. I don't know if I helped or hurt, but I'll probably looking at just giving this a little while longer to see what it's going to do, and then after that, all of this stuff may get cut back. Yeah, summer temps. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. This is a never-ending lesson of learning. A good side about having my Ponderosa here I keep having this thought about trying to bring this branch back around, but it wouldn't be a matter of bringing that branch back around. I would be carrying all of this back around with me. And the reason I keep saying that, just a little styling chat while we're here. I would like to clean up the front view of the trunk. Maybe it's just that's not the front view. That might be the answer. That's just not the front view. That is. Okay. As stated earlier, like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. We're going to bring something in tonight and work on it. It'll be something cool, I promise. And I appreciate you, and Frida appreciates you. And I hope wherever you are, it is not 100 trillion degrees. And I hope that you're doing well. Thanks so much for watching.